Good morning, everybody. As mentioned earlier on the Instagram channel, we will be, and here enclosed, will be our first betting tips video in a while as we've made it through the NFL season. One more game to go. We're in between weeks, and yes, next week I'll have a Super Bowl pick video for you here on the YouTube channel. Most importantly, a couple of housekeeping items to deal with initially. The topic at hand for this betting tips will be dealing with the myths and traps that are out there that I want you to avoid as you perform and execute your sports betting business. We'll deal with that topic at hand in one brief moment. Never want to miss a betting tips video. Especially because I do believe they're more valuable than the sports picks that you will still get, obviously, on the site itself. That's where you get my official bets day in, day out, all year long. Personally, what I bet myself, it's pshltd.com. Simply click on the Today's Picks button. You get exactly what I bet at the lines that I bet at. No BS, no signups, no gimmicks, and total transparency / credibility. My records are updated, broken down by sport on a daily basis. In addition, follow me across social media, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. My handle is @RickSteele99. That will give you additional picks that I am contemplating. And in addition, if you have any questions, you can send those my way through those platforms. All that I ever ask for in return in providing you with picks, obviously wishing to put you on a few more winners, helping you to avoid some losers, also always free, always has been free. I will never charge for picks. Those you find, again, what I bet on my site. All that I ever ask for, if you could support the YouTube channel, like and comment on any of the videos. In addition, obviously, subscribe, turn on the notifications for your own benefit, so that you'll never miss a video or betting tips itself. I thank you in advance for that support. Let's get on to the topic at hand. And again, please do subscribe to the channel. It helps me to continue to produce these videos, allowing me to spend the time and money in doing so as we, as mentioned, transition from picks on the YouTube channel as NFL now will be concluded, and more so on the betting tips area to provide you with the tools and techniques to become a more profitable sports bettor. So let's deal with the traps to begin with. One trap is dealing with being undercapitalized, just like in conventional business. I don't want you to be disillusioned to think that you can make a full-time living on a minimal bankroll. The bankroll for sports betting is the money you have available for your business, not money that you use for family and living expenses. Now, there's nothing wrong, regardless of your bankroll, of setting reasonable goals and setting out methodically a plan and goals in order to build that bankroll. Everyone starts somewhere, and as long as you're reinvesting the profits back into your business, you'll be able to grow your business at the same time. But again, you need a substantial bankroll in order to make a full-time income, just like any other type of business as mentioned. So if necessary, obviously you want to bet responsibly and don't overbet your bankroll, or you could end up finding yourself on the sidelines. A unit is 2% maximum of your bankroll. That's it, no more. It could be less if you want to be ultra conservative, but definitely not more than 2% of your bankroll. You could check out a previous betting tips video dealing with money management, where I go more into depth of this topic. Second point, especially with the legalization across North America, we've never had more choices as far as sports books are able to be choose from and be able to line shop. There's also still in the gray market offshore some very credible sports books that I continue to deal with as well. The more the merrier, right? So you want to have as many sports book accounts funded whereby you are getting the best numbers possibly. Betting minus 120 when you could get minus 114 is just burning money. Increasing your profits without increasing your win percentage. How do you do that? Time the market and line shop effectively. Again, betting tips videos that you'll find in my library that go even more in depth on this topic. Part-time, if you're doing this part-time, having a minimum, and I stress minimum, of 5 sportsbook accounts. If you're doing this full-time, you need at least 20 in order to operate your business effectively and most profitably. Not following proper money management procedures is another trap to avoid. There's no such thing as a lock in this business. Risking more, as mentioned previously, of 2% in excess will guarantee you're not going to be around in this business long term. So bet conservatively, bet responsibly. 2% or less is your unit value. There are ways to increase your dollar amount of your unit. In fact, it is essential in order to grow your business. Again, check out my money management betting tips video in order to learn how to do that. Having no established goals, just like again in life, a trap to avoid. Are you betting for entertainment, part-time income, full-time income? Any category is fine as long as you choose one and your bankroll is aligned to that particular goal. No record keeping, trap to avoid. Do you know of any businesses that at the very least don't manage their cash flows and produce financial statements? How do you know if you're making any money or not? Where you need to improve, where you're doing well. Essential, record keeping. Not that timely, doesn't take up too much time as mentioned. And again, a separate betting tips video you'll find in the library just detailing this particular category. Another trap, you lose money, you start chasing. Win money and stop doing the work that made you successful to begin with. Avoid those traps. Now let's deal with some of the myths that are so prevalent in sports betting. So much information now. Everyone's an expert, it seems like, especially on Twitter, right? There's no absolutes in sports betting and handicapping since it's predicting events played by humans, as we know. What we do know, however, over large sample sizes, simulations, using accurate, meaningful data, we can predict if the sportsbook odds and market movement has brought a particular event to a number where we can bet it and make money long term. And this is called plus EV. I'm sure you guys have seen that term in and around your readings. So number one, avoid narrative-based analysis. For example, revenge and must-wins and useless trends and angles that many touts use to try and sell their picks. Avoid narrative-based analysis. They were created to sell picks. They are meaningless and worthless. CLV, other words, closing line value, very important. It's not the be-all and end-all, in my opinion, but it does not ensure an individual winner of an individual game. So don't latch on to that automatically saying it doesn't work. I got 4 points in closing line value. I still lost. But if you are consistently generating closing line value and beating the final number in the marketplace, you will win long term. Another common thing that's occurred recently, especially in the NFL, Vegas knows. Guess what? Trap lines don't exist. Vegas doesn't know either. Trap lines, as mentioned, don't exist. Vegas does the work from their side of the counter, and obviously they're very good and very sharp. They know what they're doing. However, just like it is your job, they gather information, they run the numbers, and post a line, an odds. It is then up to the marketplace to determine where that line goes. The sports book is not your enemy. They're not your competition. Other sports bettors are. If the sportsbook was your enemy and competition, you're never going to beat them. They have unlimited funds. They're open 24/7, okay? So again, Vegas doesn't know. Trap lines don't exist. Analyze the games, determine if you have value or not, and bet it accordingly. Public versus sharp money, another myth. What does this even mean anymore? Who's the public? Who's the sharps? Secondly, even if we can separate, who can trust whose money it is? You want to be on the sharp side. That's what everyone wants to say. Even if you try to do that, you're never going to get the line that the sharps get because they've already bet the game and the line has already moved. What happens when you have sharps on opposite sides of the game? Happens often, very so much so that you have a syndicate of sharps on one side, a syndicate of sharps that see things a different way, and they're on the opposite side. Just avoid this whole area. It's meaningless to your long-term success. Number 5, myth. Never pay for picks. This isn't even a myth. This is an absolute. Once you get past the cost, you're never going to be able to overcome that in order to turn a profit. First of all, even if you find the unicorn in the sky, which is a profitable conglomerate individual that is selling picks, the tout you're paying is just giving the picks to you. Come on, give your head a shake. Even if you found that person, you're not going to be able to get the same line as mentioned. And just like Vegas does not know, touts know way less. You can handicap the games for yourself. You don't have to pay for picks, and you'll be that much more successful. Best advice I can give you, focus on your process, improving your process, breaking down games for yourself, being successful in that way. It's just like going to university. You don't start in graduate school. You work yourself up through trial and error. Stop wasting time on who or what is on the other side. Put in the time, work, learn the craft. It is what it is, and devote yourself to it if that's what you're passionate about. Yes, the markets are tighter than ever before, but there are also many more new opportunities opening up all the time, giving technological advances. Prop markets, live in-game betting, plus much more that's on the horizon we don't even know about yet. So take all of this information as mentioned, avoid the traps, avoid the myths, avoid all the blah, blah, blah that's taken out there in social media. Focus on your process. Focus on you becoming the most successful sports bettor that you could possibly become by educating yourself and fine-tuning your process on a regular basis. Again, I hope this video was helpful to you. Next week, we'll be back with a YouTube video on the Super Bowl pick. But as mentioned, going forward throughout the summer, we'll continue with the betting tips videos to helping you become a more profitable sports bettor. Up next on the horizon will be one getting us ready for the upcoming MLB season. May all the winners be yours.